Hi guys, Kristen here. I want to say thank you for coming back, and I want to say this is my second video uh, where I'm talking about, well, basically myself and the autoimmune issues that I experience every day. Today wasn't so bad. I woke up and I'm not as swollen as I was the last time. Swollen meaning I've got a lot of inflammation. I noticed I'm probably about, I don't know, inch to 2 inches different than the last time I shot the video. I think it was yesterday. So it changes day to day. I did notice though today I have a great deal of pain in my hand, which is my the hand I do a lot of my work with. I'm on the computer quite a bit, and when you're doing any kind of editing and whatnot, then yeah, you're using your hand quite a bit. So even just using the mouse today was very difficult. I did double check. I have an appointment with the rheumatologist on the I think it's 17th or 19th of March. It's just as soon as I can get in, and I'm not so sure what that's gonna, how that's gonna come about, but we'll find out here soon. I'll keep you guys updated with that. But for the most part, today, I'm sitting here wondering, well, what was the biggest change on the inflammation? What did I do different? And it's a daily struggle to try and figure out what it was that I did so different than yesterday. Um, and I mentioned earlier I've been trying to control uh, a lot of the inflammation with eating, with the types of food that I eat. I really didn't vary that much, other than um, I did move down. I did one meal yesterday as opposed to having two, which is typical for me. So I don't know, short of not ever eating, I might feel better. I have no idea. So I am taking a good look at what it was that I did eat, and I did have had a Caesar salad with chicken, and I had it sometime in the afternoon. So the next thing I'm going to try is my sister has recommended that a couple times, which is the intermittent fasting. Well, it's really weird for me to do something like that because I have one of the biggest issues I have in eating is eating regular. So there are days that I will go the entire day and just simply forget to eat. And then there are other days that I feel like I have a hollow leg and I can't get enough food. So for the most part, it's usually the first case scenario, especially when I am overly inflamed. When I have a lot of inflammation in my body, I'm not hungry at all. In fact, I don't feel like eating. I feel like I need to sleep. Oh, you know what I did do? I did actually over the weekend. Um, I slept. I stayed in bed all day one day, and well, I kind of got in and out of bed, but I was just so completely and utterly exhausted, and felt like, well, I guess I just need to sleep. I need to feel better. So that was Sunday. And by today, I'm feeling much better. I woke up early this morning, and I don't know, I've read that if you get too much sleep, then you have inflammation. If you don't get enough sleep, then you have inflammation. I have read on both sides of the spectrum, and yeah, I really just haven't figured it out. But I do know that when I am overly exhausted, I do what I can to just go to sleep. I know my sleeping got a little erratic there for a few days, and maybe that was a big cause of inflammation. I don't know. I was unable to go to sleep until like 3 or 4 in the morning, that was extremely frustrating. Like I said earlier, I need my own hypnotherapist. I can have some recordings designed just for me. Excuse me. So pretty soon I'm going to be reaching out to some hypnotherapists so I can work with them directly. It's on my list of natural things to experience and natural healing modalities to experience and see if that's going to help. I know it does help a great deal. But as I said, I'm a master practitioner and trainer in hypnotherapy. So I, when I work with a client, it's specific to their needs. So I would like to have, I could actually write my own. I just need somebody else's voice, I think. So I won't be so critical of, enunciation or, it's just staying in the analytical side of the brain, which doesn't serve you well at all when you're doing any type of hypnotherapy. So I know this. It's just, it's my voice. Um, Therapists need their own therapists. They can't therapize themselves. So I'd like to have somebody else on my side, and I'm going to be working on that. Unfortunately, living in Walla Walla, I really am one of the only hypnotherapists here, and so having a community of like-minded individuals, I really miss that. When I went to school to do hypnotherapy, I was surrounded by people who were doing the same things that I was doing, and that was, just so ideal. Of course, it's 10 plus years ago. Yeah, quite some time ago. So, in any case, I'm going to keep you guys up to date. Like I said, most of the inflammation is just in my right hand, and it's what I'm finding was really strange. I had carpal tunnel surgery in both my hands a few years back, and they did the laparoscopy. So went in each hand, right at the wrist, and then right here in the center. I've noticed that when I do have inflammation, it is, if I were to imagine the inside of my hand when they did the carpal tunnel surgery, there would be scar tissue right about where there might be scar tissue. I have inflammation. So I find that really interesting. One of the scars is over here. I have inflammation right there. I can't get that angle right. I don't know. It's inflammation right in here, and it's inflammation all across the backside of my hand. So it's as if my tendons are tired and they hurt when I go to use them. So I had it on ice today so I could work with it. But, you know, right after I had the carpal tunnel surgery, I experienced what I guess they call trigger finger or trigger thumb, where my finger would snap and then my thumb would snap, like it would lock. And the doctor I had before, Dr. Moore, who had since retired, um, I sure do miss him because he really did listen to me quite a bit. I wished he was around while this was happening, but in any case, he did a cortisone shot right located close to my thumb or my finger when that happened, and I've never experienced that since. I've recently asked the a nurse practitioner that I'm working with today, whom I really do like her. Maybe I just need to be patient and wait to see the rheumatologist. That's really what she wants me to do. Anyway, I asked her if she could do a cortisone shot in my wrist as well, because that's where I have most of my pain and most of my inflammation. That's where I ended up going to the doctor. I actually ended up going to the emergency room because my hand was swollen up so big. To touch it, I was in tears. So, and then the inflammation in my body was just absolutely unbelievably out of control. And so, unfortunately for me, I have a tendency to wait till the last minute to end up going to the doctor. So, anyhow, she's not wanting to do that. She seems to think that I'm taking the prednisone, which is steroid. She said that's the same thing. It's going to do exactly the same thing. But you know, I don't know. I'm going to talk to the rheumatologist about it um, when I go see, I think it's Dr. Jackson, and they're out of Baker City. So I actually have to drive, about 2.5 hours just to get there. The local one, the closest one here would be in Tri Cities, and that take my insurance, because insurance is, I don't know, important to help pay for that. That takes my insurance is in Tri Cities, which is only about 45 miles from here, but they're 8 months out to see somebody. When I heard that, that's one of the reasons I decided to take a serious look at what needs to change here. You know, what do I need to do? I'm going to adjust my microphone here, sorry. Um what do I need to do to get to the right doctors, or where to go? And I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some more research. I pulled up a website earlier today, and I was looking at that. I'm going to pull some articles from there and post those on my blog, so we can read up a little bit more on some of these autoimmune issues. I wish I knew which one this might be. I don't even know how they test for them. And the nurse practitioner really couldn't tell me how they actually test for that either. So I don't know. I'm going to just do the best I can and give you guys all the information I possibly can. And as soon as the community is up and running, which I'm still working on that, barring any more icing issues, I want to have as much feedback as I possibly can. What have you read? What do you know? And I'm just a couple years into this and diagnosed with it yet last year. Like I said, I had carpal tunnel before. I do have Hashimoto's. Maybe I'm just getting older and it's just, getting bigger. I don't really know. So anyway, I am so glad that you stopped by, and let's figure this out together. I really appreciate all of you. Sorry, I really appreciate all of you coming by here and taking a look. And like I said, I want to see your comments below, and let's see what we can do to figure this stuff out. I definitely want to see some results soon. So, okay, all right, guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks. See ya.